hometown, now with a bigger variety of music.
You betcha. It's 20 minutes past 1. We're offering 15 further minutes of fame today to a very special singer and actor. And some of you might have had the joy and the pleasure of seeing him perform in the production of Jesus Christ Superstar, which was at the Grand Opera House in Belfast last November. He recently won the award for Best Male Singer in Ireland, that's for the whole of this island, at the annual AIMS Awards, which were held on the 16th of June this year. AIMS, of course, standing for the Association of Irish Musical Societies, and over 100 amateur companies competed at this year's event. And there's something like 82 shows, as I'm reading here, that had to be adjudicated. His name is Jeff Anderson. He's not a film director. He's not an American Christian musician singer, but he is a singer and actor, and he comes home to us today just for the weekend, visiting from London, and I'm so glad you came down to see us, Jeff. So have you come down off the high? Because Jesus Christ Superstar, it's a mega production and performance for Jesus, isn't it?
It really is. It's a very iconic role. Firstly, thank you for having me, Candy. And it definitely is a very iconic role. And as we were talking before, getting into the rehearsal stages for that show in particular, in the first rehearsal of the crucifixion scene, it was the most powerful thing I'd ever felt, especially when in a rehearsal environment, you're having a bit of fun and being serious to take on that sort of role. But then it just all hit me whenever we did that first crucifixion scene, the power, and obviously the emotion from everybody around you in that room just changed. It was incredible feeling.
Are you naturally a spiritual person? I mean, did you find yourself asking questions in your own mind when you were doing that?
Yes, I think for myself, I'm a very strong believer in treating everyone's beliefs with the equal amount of respect that they deserve, whether they believe in God or if they don't believe, or no matter what their religion is. I think everyone deserves to be treated as an equal, and I think that for me was the main thing. I wanted to treat it from any angle anyone would see that I was treating the role with respect and trying to take in everyone's view. Yeah,
because the music is powerful too.
Yeah,
Weber and Rice really knew what they were doing. I mean, you realise, how talented those two guys are.
Absolutely incredible.
Masters of their craft, aren't they?
Exactly.
Profession.
And it's the styles that they can change from. I mean, it's so rocky. I think people hear Jesus Christ Superstar, hear about the musical, and they haven't listened to it, and they automatically think, with all respect to it, they think of Joseph and any other show that maybe isn't as rock. And I think if they give it a chance, they'd find that the old Guns N' Roses fans or AC/DC fans could really enjoy this.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So how did you feel? Because would you say that the big song for Jesus was the Gethsemane song?
Yes.
How did you feel when you were singing that? Because I know I only have to listen to it and it would bring a tear to my eye. How did you stop yourself from getting overly emotional, which can have an effect on your performance?
100%. I'd be very, especially when I'm in an acting situation, I would be very emotional and try and connect to the words. And it's hard not to become overwhelmed and let your voice totally shut down. But I think I try and treat that song, as the journey that it is, and it's as Jesus is talking to his Father, is talking to God. And it was very emotional. But it's there's a few rock notes in that song where you can sort of let it all out and go a bit crazy, which is good.
Yeah. Do you see yourself as a rock singer? Is that what Jeff Anderson is?
I would like to say I'm a rock singer, but I'm really open to all sorts of music. I love classical music. I love Andrea Bocelli. I love musical theatre. I love Ramin Karimloo, Colm Wilkinson, all the classics. But when it comes down to it, it is the Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, Slash.
You're a rocker at heart.
Yeah, I really
Well, when you think of Colm Wilkinson, he would be a rocker at heart.
Exactly.
He's got that rocky sort of raunchy sound, that edge to his voice, hasn't he?
He really does. He was a really big inspiration of mine, especially with Valjean and playing Valjean and Les Mis. It was just, what I was watching growing up.
He went through the show bands, you know.
I know.
Colin, it's amazing, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
So, are you vocally trained? Did you learn music? Do you play an instrument?
I play instrument-wise. I play guitar and I play a bit of drums and try and pick up everything else. But it would be mainly guitar that I play in the band, and I would play the lead guitar. And then, yeah, singing-wise, I've had a few singing lessons, but I've never actually had the opportunity to go off and train in one of these colleges. I auditioned, I think, when I was 18 years old, and wasn't lucky enough at that age. But I think now my voice has progressed a lot, and I'm quite lucky that my sister has just completed a course in vocal production.
Oh,
so
she's
got a wee
helping
bit of
you.
extra help back home.
Oh, that's brilliant. Because, you know, just to come back to Jesus Christ Superstar, I mean, there are times in that where if you don't know what you're doing, you can damage your voice, like the Gethsemane song, and also the temple scene where Jesus is screaming.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to shout and scream in a way that you're not going to hurt your voice, haven't
Exactly.
you? So did you have any help with that?
Well, I think I really just related back to doing songs with my band and those sort of songs, because I would sing like Axl Rose and try and sing like Steven Tyler. So that was sort of more a comfort zone, which I only found out by rehearsing for the show.
Yeah.
But as you say, the temple scene, it's a very hard scene to sing.
It is.
And it's really just about that safe screaming and the right placement in the voice, and it's really, really fun. You know, it's like fun every night when I was doing that show, and it was just such a great experience to be able to sing those sort of notes on a stage like the Grand Opera House. It felt like a big rock gig.
Yes.
in front of that size of an audience.
It's a far cry, isn't it, from when some of the old blues singers all those years ago used to go up to the mountains and scream their lungs out so that they would get that raspy breathiness, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly.
How to use it correctly. Listen, so what's your band called?
My band's called Wanted Alive, and it's made up basically from guys I've been best friends with since I was 4 years old. The bassist,
All from here?
Yeah, we all went to Regent House, bar the drummer, Ben Simpson. But you want to hear these guys? I mean, my best friend Lee, met him in primary school in P1, and he's now the bassist with me in the band, and the rest, Glenn Burton, who plays piano, and Mark Donnelly, who plays rhythm guitar. I met them through the grammar school at Regent House here in Newtonards, and them meeting such a phenomenal drummer in Ben Simpson, and it's really good because we all have our different, you know, favoured genres of music and styles, where we've got a bit of punk and glam, and I think Mark and I sort of like the rock, and Lee likes a bit of metal, and so does the drummer Ben. And then like these guys, for example, can all go and watch the theatre, so we all just love a wide variety of music, and we've been lucky enough to get into the studio recently and get a few tracks done.
It says a lot about you all, apart from the music. It says a lot about you all that you are still friends after all those years. I like to see that. So we're going to listen to you now.
Yes, this is the first time it's going to be played on the radio.
What's it called?
It's called Messing With My Mind.
Okay.
That's track 3.
Is it playing? Here we go.
All of my years holding back the tears that will come and go away each hour of every day. It's been so long since the time when I had the right to call you mine, and now to my despair, you no longer seem to care. But do you think you're being kind? You're messing with my mind. Just leave me alone. My heart can't be your home. I made excuses in my got tired of all the lies, so I'll come say my goodbyes. And my feelings I keep within, they should never feel like a sin. Cause our relationship was getting kinda scary. We were well beyond the point of ordinary, with your double life and obsessive lust. No, we can't have love, but we have no trust. Do you think you're being kind? You're messing with my mind. Just leave me alone. My heart can't be your home. I made excuses in my head, and now finally they did. So leave me alone. My heart, it can't be your home. No. You're messing with my thinking it through for the second time when you weren't there, but you said you were mine. Oh, all the love we shared, what a waste. Can you give me some more, and will you give me a taste? Do you think you're being kind? You're messing with my mind. Just leave me alone. My heart can't be your home. I made excuses in my head, and now finally they're dead. So leave me alone. My heart, it can't be your home. No. Messing with my mind. Oh, you're messing with my mind.
Candy Divine, Downtown.
Yes, indeedy. Before the break, Messing With My Mind from Wanted Alive, which is Jeff Anderson's band, formed some time ago now. How long have you been together?
Yeah, we've been together actually quite short compared to most bands, about a year and a half.
You've known each other forever, but
Oh,
only
yeah,
got together
exactly.
musically. You wrote the song.
I did. I wrote that song myself. The lyrics in the band. It's fantastic having guys like Lee, Glenn, Mark and Ben. I've got to say them all because we all really do put an input into the lyrics and into the words and into the music, especially. You know, because it's getting that connection that makes the song, I believe, and I think we're really proud of that song. And it was sort of the first one that people came back to the gigs and said, "Oh, play that, play that,
Brilliant.
play that," and we were like, "That's good. They're not asking us to do covers anymore."
So is it going to go on release? On
Yes,
release?
that'll be on iTunes very soon. It'll
Good.
be. We're going to keep up to date on the Wanted Alive Facebook page and on Twitter. So
Good. It's the way to go these days.
it really is. I mean, it seems to be the biggest sort of self promotion that you can do.
Well, good luck with that.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk about Ames. How did you come to be in was it the Belfast operatic production of Jesus Christ Superstar?
Yes, it was Ulster Operatic.
The Ulster operatic, sorry.
Basically, I was very, very lucky on my behalf. I've been very lucky because I've done two shows, two proper productions, and one was the student production of Les Miserables, where I auditioned for the role of Javert, and I was given Jean Valjean and Peter Corey.
Very tricky score, isn't it?
Very tricky. It's
weird harmonies.
Yeah, it's actually these two musicals, Jesus Christ Superstar and Les Mis, they're my favourites, and it was lucky enough at the time to be directed by Peter Corey, who was Javert in the West End for many years, and
he was.
unbelievable. And then in Jesus Christ Superstar, I went and auditioned for, you know, these big well-known directors and musical directors, Tony Finnegan and Wilson Shields, I'm sure you've met in the past. And it was so nervous for me because it was my first big thing, going into the Grand Opera House, and I was like, okay, I'm going to audition for Judas, which is the real, you know, the raunchy rock tenor, and I got a phone call and they were like, oh, sorry, we don't want you to play Judas. So automatically I was gutted, and then they were said, we'd actually love you to take the role of Jesus. And I was like, what is going on? Because I had just turned 21 at the time, and I'm just about to turn 21 actually, and I was just blown away. And that's when, as you said before, these rocky notes, I was like, I need to work out if I can sing these. And then luckily enough, I put in the effort and rocked out, I guess.
So you won the award, let me see if we've got to get this absolutely correctly, Best Male Singer in Ireland. How many were up for it?
There was two streams. There was the Gilbert and Sullivan award, and the Gilbert one, which is the one that I received, it was the higher tier. So there was 6 guys, and in the higher tier there was 3. So it was myself and 2 other guys from, you know, various productions throughout the rest of Ireland. And a guy called Kevin Fagan who did a performance in Sweeney Todd, and a guy called Dermot, and they got those 2 guys phenomenal voices, which I've just heard through the grapevine, being very new to this. Yes. And I'm standing on stage with these guys thinking, this is incredible. I'm in Killarney, this is such a great event, and I'm standing on this massive stage, and my name was called out, and I was just over the moon. And I was just totally blown away, and everyone down with me, you know, from Ulster Operatic, were so proud of me, and it's really great because it's a very family sort of vibe in that company. So I've been very, very lucky to have worked with some great people.
So is this the way you would see your career going now? Is it going to be musical theatre, or are you going to be a rock star, or can you be both? I suppose you can.
Well, I think, you know, there's I mean, when's the last time there was a guy who did musical well, I'm sure that's actually a good few, but the, you know, musical theatre and the rock band, I mean, they all link, which is a good thing. You know, I work a lot. I did the extras work for the Game of Thrones.
Yes, good.
Hence the beard and the hair. But I mean, the acting, singing, performing is really just my life, and music, I just think we'd all be dead without music, if you know what I mean.
I agree.
It's just how we live.
Feeds the soul.
Exactly.
Did you study drama?
I did, yes. In school I did A level in theatre studies.
Right.
And it's brilliant to think back at the days with Mrs. Allen, my old drama teacher, incredible, and she's just gave me so much motivation at school when others didn't, and it really just means the world to me, going back to visit her and see her, and it just means a lot. You know, theatre studies in school was, you know, you didn't know, everyone was at the same level, so we didn't know who was going to do what, who was going to sing, who was going to do the straight acting. So
who's going to play the girl.
Exactly. So, you know, exactly, those funny and serious roles, you weren't sure who was being given the right parts or what you could, you know, expand in. And so I think it's fantastic now that I've moved on to actually take this on.
Yeah, nothing like having that grounding. Well, I've received this email from Les Harrison, who's chairman of the Ulster Operatic Company, and he says, we think Jeff is going to be a big star very soon. Very soon. But you'll never lose the run of yourself, will you?
Oh no, I mean, the thing for me is the support that I've received from people, from being the guy who goes around Northern Ireland doing the rock band thing, and loving every minute of it, and then to be given the opportunity to do something of that magnitude in the Grand Opera House, which I think's one it's beautiful, if not better than any West End stage. So I think well,
they're sort of just there, aren't they? It's big, but they're there.
Yeah, they're in the moment with you on that stage, and Les Harrison's been such a great support to me, and he's done so much for me as a performer and as a singer, and it's just the confidence that they give to me is just overwhelming.
I'm sure they appreciate the fact that you appreciate them. Listen, we're going to have another piece of music. This is a duet that you recorded?
This is a duet that I performed with a beautiful young girl called Louise Emmanuel, and it had originally been from my audition to sing on a movie soundtrack, and originally they wanted a girl to sing it, and they called me a few months later and said, we actually want this to be a duet. And this man called Stuart Sharp has a unbelievable story behind the tale of how this song was made. He wrote symphonies, all this beautiful music from have no musical knowledge, all from a dream. And I could go on and tell you this story for the rest of the day, but it's a unbelievable story, and it's Stuart Sharp composed this. This is called Nowhere Without You.
Let's listen. What's her name again?
Louise Emmanuel.
Louise Emmanuel.
Everything I do revolves around the love that's in my heart for you. And every single year I've yearned so much to have you near. And now you're in my life for good, and always knowing that we should be reaching for the stars that are so clear. I've seen angels in the skies. I've seen heaven light up in their eyes. I've seen angels on high, but I know that I'm going nowhere without you.
Every passing day I'm with you simply means my love is here to stay. And every spring or fall
that. I like that. What's it called again, Jeff?
That's called Nowhere Without You.
Nowhere Without You. I love it. Okay, let's take a break and we'll do the wrap.
Downtown.
Yes, indeedy. Oh, time is just flying away here. It's coming up to 11 minutes to 2. Still with me, Jeff Anderson. I could keep you here all day,
I would
yakking
sit
about
here
the
happily all day.
theatre and music. So, what twists and turns is your career taking at the moment? Are you still gigging with the band?
Well, yeah, we've been lucky enough. We've been gigging all about the place the past year. We've been in the Empire Music Hall, which is a great venue in Belfast. We were to the Goat's Toe, which is a new venue in Bangor. I think it's the best in Bangor that you can get a good rock vibe in. And then from that to the likes of we were lucky enough to play at the gala performance of Newton Ards in the Ulster Hall,
Brilliant.
which was fully seated that night. And then to biker festivals in Lochgiel. I mean, it was such great experiences, and it's that intimidation of each crowd.
Yes,
I mean, from the Ulster Hall to a biker festival with these brilliant guys with beards down to their knees, who you're not sure if they're gonna be
Throw
happy
things
with
at
your
you,
music or
yes.
not. But no, they're absolutely brilliant, and it's just great experiences.
Yeah. And with so much diversity there too, it's all part of the learning curve. Isn't
Exactly,
it?
and that's
Great.
what we need.
So and then what's happening in the theatre? Is that continuing too?
In the theatre, yeah, I'm just auditioning away. Really, I'm back and forth. I'm trying to audition in London and see if anything comes up.
Okay. So watch this space.
Yeah.
Will you let me know if it happens?
Well, hopefully, yes, I'll let you know. I'll keep you in the loop. But hopefully there's a certain few things coming up at the minute, which I think
You're
you
not
should
allowed to talk about.
watch out for me.
Jeff, it's been an absolute joy having you on the programme.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me in.
And may you continue flying the flag for Northern Ireland. Go from strength to strength. When you're a big star, you won't pass us in the street, will you?
Oh, don't be silly.
Okay.
Never.
Special person, Jeff Anderson. Remember the name. Okay, Jeff Anderson. And the band Wanted Alive. Check them out on YouTube. And don't forget that new single, Messing With My Mind. When is it going to be up?
That'll
on the
be
net?
out on iTunes very, very soon, and I will keep you posted.
Yeah. Okay. Good luck.